Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, a great millstone that do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the predestinated souls, the 144,000, followed by the innumerable multitude, which do consist of men, women, and children, which is known as the 1/3. We say shalom to you, and believe it or not, we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and those scattered abroad, according to the diaspora, which is according to our curses that were laid upon us for our disobedience that was always prophesied to happen because the creature was subject to vanity. And we're coming out again through the highways and byways as we were commanded to, and Tawadi Abba Shemel Shai for putting on our spirit to be zealous in season and zealous out of season. Because at the end of the day, this is ultimately Yahweh Shemel Shai, Bahar Rakakwadash, moving us, you know? So we come out yet again to prophesize the downfall of Babylon, which you people know as this country, the great US of A that you're living in. But in the Bible, it's prophesied as the virgin daughter Babylon. Okay?
Proverbs 1 says?
Yep. You got a precept?
Yeah, I do. I'm still getting it.
All right. Proverbs.
Proverbs 1 and verse 20. Proverbs 1 and 20. It says, wisdom crieth without,
Yep.
she uttereth her voice in the streets.
Right. Wisdom is created to be out here on the streets, letting you know the news, the skinny, what's really going on. All the questions that are up for debate in the political offices, you know, the TVs, the schools, what's going on with Yemen, the situation with countries. All right, ultimately, that's been told to us through the Holy Spirit, and we identify it with one word, prophecy.
That's right.
Okay, which means to say before it happens. So the Lord has put a spirit on us, if you want, Revelations 19 and 10, Yahweh Shai. Ultimately, you know, the spirit of Yahweh Shai, which is the testimony, and that's a prophecy. You got that real quick? I was just watching him. I'm not sure if he's got a, if he's got to do. Right? Yeah, we'll move. You know, you got it, bro.
This is Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10. It reads, and I fell at his feet to worship him.
Yep. Who's this speaking? You there, Ira?
Yeah.
Yep. Read it again. Let's see. Let's break it down together.
This is Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10.
So we're in the book of Revelations. So which apostle would that be?
Oh, that's John.
John the Revelator. Okay, keep going.
And I fell at his feet to worship him.
Now he fell at whose feet to worship?
Angel.
The angel. Yeah, exactly. Keep going.
And he said unto me, see thou do it not.
Yep.
I am thy fellow servant
Yep.
and of thy brethren.
So right here, we know the angels are servants too, but they're also our brethren. So we got to understand that, especially, you know, because this place is so filled with so much carnality that you could forget the abundance that you have in the spirit. So this is why it's beautiful to read in detail what we already know and apply it to self. Because a lot of guys, they get in the scriptures and they spat it out, but they don't take the time to say, wait a minute, let me put this ointment on me, you know? Keep going.
I'm just going to read the ledger here.
Yeah.
In my sword, it says, the 10 commandments prohibit worship of any other being other than Yahweh.
Wait. Galatians 1. Oh, Galatians 1. Read that from the top again.
You know where, right? One of the angels.
Yep.
One of the angels.
Yep.
It says, the 10 commandments prohibit worship of any being other than Yahweh.
Well, there's actually more than 10 commandments. We know it to be 613, but with further expansion through the Holy Spirit, there's more commandments. You know, we've been given, when we get a commandment in the scripture, that's law, you know? Keep going.
It says, in sheer amazement, John fell prostrate to worship the angel.
So right here, that's why the angel corrected him. But what John saw was power. Like, was it Manoah? Manoah and his wife?
Samson's father.
Yep. They were, not only were starstruck, but they were like, you know, fabric, like, oh, and then he shot up in the flame. You know, that was high level to see, but that's why, I'm not saying them, but that's why the scriptures speak about man are vain by nature. So the first time you see power, you could get drunk in that, you know? Now, let's read this in Galatians real quick.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 1 and verse 8. Galatians 1 and 8.
And Galatia is where you know Turkey is today.
Yep, modern day central Turkey, which that's a very hot area.
Yep.
You know?
Right now it's hot.
The chapter?
First chapter.
1 and 8.
Yeah.
Verse 8.
I know we getting a whole bunch of precepts, but it's just to build the point, you know? We're just building the point up.
Galatians 1 and 8. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you.
Right. Now, Paul is saying this to the Galatians, like if I would be like Malak, if you ever hear me talking any other than the truth, this shit is off. Yeah, because that's Deuteronomy 13. That's why, like, brothers together, we don't have secret doctrines. We don't have secret understandings. You know, we make sure that everything is what it's supposed to be. There's a song that's already been sung. All we're doing is rehearsing that song. That's all we're doing.
So like any like a secret, you know, the saint will put a doctrine on your head, like, oh, such and such is this, and like nah, no, he ain't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, because it tells you in Sirach, I think the 3rd chapter, the things that have been revealed unto you are greater than man even knows. So don't try to meditate on things higher than your understanding. The mere fact of what we know right now, brothers, this is astronomical compared to what people know in the real world. Hence why circles get ran around them, because it's the knowledge they have is extremely base. So what we got, this ain't a light thing. Knowing what the MOTB is, identifying Babylon, who it is, going into Daniel 7, you know, breaking down Issachar, identifying Judah,
Chariots.
The heavenly chariots.
The name.
Watch your back, brothers.
Oh, okay.
Is it out of his way?
Yeah, he can get it.
Okay. Yeah, let him by.
Might I add to that?
Yeah.
Also, too, because if the Spirit do move you to say, you know, I got a revelation on something, you will have a counsel with fellow brothers and say, hey, I think
You got to come back this way? You good?
Okay. But you will have a counsel with your fellow brothers and
Right.
say, hey, I have
Right.
this idea that the Scripture has, you know, the Spirit has revealed to me.
Right.
And then if brothers say yay or nay, you gotta grow with it.
Yep.
Bro.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
The Lord can't deal with you on the spiritual level to say, no, this scripture here, I've seen it with a different lens.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, obviously you go through the elders.
Yep.
You know, just like with the whole the weed doctrine thing. That
Yep.
shit was off.
Yep.
You know, or whatever the ones they got with that. The new shit they came
Oh,
up with, the
everyone
hand
can be
covering,
sick. Yep.
You know.
They should have, that right, if they were in the right spirit, they would have sought counsel.
Yeah.
Is this correct? But instead they went and did their own thing,
Right.
unlike the true men of the Lord. You know? So Galatians one more time.
Galatians 1 and verse 8. It says, but though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed.
Let him be cursed. So with guys right now telling you everyone can be saved, there's a doctrine that there's heavenly names. You know, they're changing that up. You know, I mean, it's just countless things that you see that are out there, and none of it is productive for building that 3rd temple.
They're seducing spirits.
Yep.
There's a lot of seducing spirits going around.
Yep.
Doctrines of devils.
Doctrines of devils. That's why Paul said, or if an angel, because he could say, an angel came to me, a star opened up, you know, and then they get tripped out, you know. Back in Rev.
Back in Rev, I'm gonna finish the ledger.
Yep.
My bad. It says the angel immediately corrected him.
Yeah, because if not, the angel would have been corrected.
Right.
Don't it say in 2nd Esdras 8, the angels stand before the throne and tremble? You know?
So he charged the angel with folly.
Yeah.
It says the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Apparently means that all biblical prophecy, either directly or indirectly, testifies about the Messiah.
So that's true to a degree, but the point is, what Yahweh Shai is here bringing is a spirit of prophecy of the end of him returning. Thank you. So now let's read the scripture.
All right.
Because I'm sorry, because Yahweh Shai coming back, that's prophetic. But Yahweh Shai coming back, he's coming back in the midst of prophecy being fulfilled of destruction too.
Yep.
You know, the MOTB. He's not coming back. When Yahweh Shai comes back, he's literally coming back to save. It's not like you're sitting there getting ready to go to work and you say, I don't feel like working today. And then now you just blink and you're on a cloud with Jesus. Right. They don't work like that. It's going to be in tribulation. It's going to be in anguish. It's going to be in a day that's not like it, you know?
It says, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit
of prophecy. That's it. So the testimony of Yahweh Shai is prophetic. So this is why you see we're mainly always talking about the end game. We're watching what's going on, what's happening over here. Why are they talking about Biden and there's things that are happening in the real world that we should be aware of. And then it gets relayed back to the body, as a watchman is supposed to do. That's what this whole thing's about, because any other thing we do, it could be cool, it may sound nice, but all it's doing is really distracting you from the inevitable. We can all pitch in and go get a school, and I'll put a rhino up with Ephraim, and I'll give you a lion because you're Judah, and we could sit there, we could laugh together, but outside that door, prophecy's inching closer and closer, and that's what Jake didn't get in the time of the Babylonians. Jake didn't get that, just like now. Jake doesn't get it, but it's always inching closer. Back in Proverbs.
Back in Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 20. It says, wisdom cried without, she uttered her voice in the street.
Yeah, if the school system had true wisdom, then their teaching would be outside. If they really had something that humanity needed, you wouldn't have to jump through hoops and loops to go to that school. And I'm just talking public. And then you got private school. If they got this gem that would advance you in society, why do you have to pay X amount of money just to go to that school for your children? Because children, aren't they the next generation? So why is Babylon hindering their next generation of offsprings for knowledge if it's so precious? So what is that showing you? And then where's the churches? If what you got inside is so immaculate and so, man, this changed my life.
Right.
Why are you not out here with it?
Right.
But instead, you're inside telling couples to kiss. Remember? He said, kiss like you at home. That's what he told him, a black one too, a black pastor.
Then he showed us his Mason rings. He said,
yep. He put his hands over the Bible. Like, nigga, you know the deal. And then you just had this black pastor, he was spreading alphabets to his congregation.
Oh, wow.
Y'all seen that? He was popping multiple women, and they left with more than a phone number.
Oh, wow.
Okay? They were in Atlanta, but they ended up with a house in Virginia.
Ooh.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom. Got a quick one for you?
Yeah.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 19. 1 Corinthians 3:19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with
yes.
the Most High.
Right. Imagine in the spirit world explaining evolution. Like, imagine being in the spirit world as a spirit that was created, mind you, to the Father of spirits, and then you saying that you believe that we came from monkeys. You know what I'm saying? You know how foolish you would, well, which one you wouldn't even dare. Because when you're in the spirit world, I can only speak, I don't have memory of, we've all been there. In our past life, we've been here, but we don't have any memory, but we have evidence of other people that have claimed to win. Like the Edomite, he woke up out of the bed and he said when he went to the spirit world, he found out he was nothing.
Yep.
He was nothing. That's what this world is failing to realize, because we're surrounded by many. We're surrounded by a bunch of nobodies. But when you have multiple nobodies and they gang together on the somebodies, that somebody almost feels like a nobody, because that's how they're trying to portray you. But that's not the case. This whole thing is a mind game. That's not the case here. Keep going.
And it says, for it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
Now, where's that written? He take the wise in their own craftiness.
Psalms 81.
Well, you could get it, but that's not the one. Do you know, brother? Job 5, where he say he taketh the wise in their craft. Basically, he's gonna put a monkey wrench. They're gonna implement the mark. They're gonna get to a level of damn near certainty.
They're going to be eating. The
Yes.
scripture says he shall reign upon him while he's eating.
Yes.
That eating means he's going to be giving people that rice device.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And that's coming very quickly. You see the issues with the dollars dwindling at an all-time high. Then you see war. You need money for war. Shit, Tupac knew that. You know, you need money for war. So now with the time of war on the horizon, you have a lack of resources because Babylon is an import-export country. So what are they going to do when the person they're warring with stops giving them, you know what I mean, resources?
When the water runs dry.
Right, and the water runs dry.
That's like a female when you ain't got no more money, she needs you.
Yep. Yep.
Go to the next one.
Yep. Monkey branch. But you see Babylon has got its own issues on its own right now. Like right now, this year is the election year. So this is the most dramatic time right now. You got Trump winning, Biden's losing, but he's the reigning president. You got Texas fighting against its federal government, going against the federal government and locking immigrants up when they're not supposed to be. Then you got a movie called Civil War coming out in April that depicts this same state in that movie doing what it's doing now. Come on, we're there. We're there, you know?
Proverbs 1 and verse 21.
So we're spiritual commentators.
Yep.
You know, we're sitting back. Like the best seat in the house is the commentator.
Yeah.
Nobody's sitting in front of him. He gets to talk about the game,
Yep.
telling you who's playing.
That's like that Jake, he referees boxing matches. He gets all into it.
Yeah.
That's like the prophet.
Like
Yep.
Warner Wolf, the old school boxing commentator, Warner Wolf. Like, oh my God, you see how you hit him with that right?
Yep. Yep.
Right. Oh my God, you see what Iran's doing? That's like we doing.
You just had a release. They said since 2023, the government has seized 16,000 Chinese immigrants at the border. 16,000. That's a lot.
That's
an army.
That's an army.
Yeah.
That's not even a militia. You know, that's a legion.
Yeah, that's a
Rome
legion.
would send a legion like that to take out Scandinavia, like something, you know, of an issue.
Yep. Dispatch.
And it says,
But that's why it says wisdom's crying. No one else is putting all this information. See, we're the real intelligence. See, Esau has artificial where it collects all this data and then it predicts the outcome of it. No, we're the real intelligence through the Holy Spirit of what this data is gonna do. This ain't a prediction, it's a fact. Keep going.
Proverbs 1 and verse 21, she cried in the chief place of concourse.
Yep, because wisdom is so beautiful that you equate it to a woman, but women here that are deprived of wisdom get high on the head and think that it's them. You know what I mean? That's what, you know what I mean? You can't even see, it's like, damn, y'all so through, we can't even equate wisdom as your beauty because it goes to your head.
And that's why a lot of these women, they think God is a woman.
Yeah.
You know, they're super into that shit.
Yeah. They just not led. You got, shh, I'm the captain. I'm the captain.
Right.
If you don't want to get on this boat, here's a life jacket and see where it gets you.
Right. Get your ass in the kitchen.
Yep.
Right.
I'll tell him who's the head of this excursion here. I am. So shh, I got it. He's gotta lead. That's the time we're in where we're leading. If you can't follow my lead,
Gotta leave.
yep.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
What it is, they think because they actually birthed out the child that they're God, that they created that child, but the sperm is alive inside the man. Your eggs is dead.
Can I bring this up?
Yeah.
You got a minute to get it
Yep.
up.
But
Your band fell, bro.
but where'd they get that ideology? Where'd they get that breakdown from? That because you push life out of you,
Right.
that makes you God now.
Now,
Yeah.
Yep. And look at him now.
Yep. Yep. And where's Kemetic at now? Where they at? Time tells all. Where these guys at? Now, Sadnetta, you would think that's the Don King of a Hebrew Israelite match. Because he got nothing left. That shit was popping in 2016. But now, 2024, it's... That's it.
You can't fight no more. You running out of air. You trying to reach on everybody else.
Yep.
You trying to get some
Yep.
latch on everybody
Vocab too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Almost now saying who killed Timothy.
Yep. Keep going.
Back in Proverbs 1:21, she cried in the chief place of concourse, and the openings of the gates,
Yep.
and the city she uttered her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
Right. This is why we're telling you the life that you're living right now is very base, simple, and vain. This isn't going to prosper in a time coming. But a lot of these Israelites, they may be under curses, but they ain't going through it on a level that will make them say, you know what, let me stop. The life I'm living, it ain't it. See? But that's what wisdom's telling you is, even though what you can't see right now, because it looks like it's it. What you're doing right now looks like this is prospering, it's going to benefit you. But what you don't realize is the Father of Spirits has declared an end from the beginning. So you don't realize this carnival ride that you're enjoying soon's going to end. That's what people don't get. We're surrounded by people that think this is the here and now. And let me say this, for people that think that this is the here and now, this is some base ass shit. For you to think like as an atheist, you're an atheist living a minimum wage job in fucking Detroit with unclean water, and you don't believe in a God? What the hell are you doing here then? You should be on this planet that you believe was a Big Bang Theory. Why are you not in some waterfall, that you only see on a computer screen? That's my point. Like, this place, it's got you. People they're finished in the brain.
Yep.
We're just dealing with people, they're not all the way there. So this is why a lot of times, everybody's just in a delusion. This whole thing is a big ass mirage. So everyone has an opinion, everybody has an idea, I'm gonna do this. But when you really look at their actions with the ideas that they're speaking, you know that person's just not right. Because if you were an atheist, would you still be here? You know what I mean? Hypothetically, I'm saying, like, I wonder if I could be here. I wouldn't be shaving my beard and balding my head and going to some plant. And you know what I mean? You've been a plant so long. You're a plant. Like, no. You should be living life to the fullest.
Right. Stockholm syndrome. You feel like the oppression is like
Baby, yeah, titty. It says the teats, and that's another thing. Kemet, why are you here? Go to Egypt.
Exactly.
Go to Egypt if you believe what you believe in. That's my point. You have Jake Drybar, one God body, all this shit, nigga, but you work at Burger King. It's just, the vanity gets vexing. You got it.
Now check this out. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 20. 2 Maccabees 7 verse 20. But the mother... Sorry,
Which this account is the 7 sons that were being tortured to death by the Greeks for not eating pork. And you tell a Jake that now, he said it's torture if I can't eat pork. But you had our men that their lives got taken for not eating pork. So now you equate that not to the law, but to the mark. That mark is going to be used that you got to eat, or that you will be given unto idol, being offered unto idol. So you will become the offering. See, back then, they wanted to offer it to you. Next, they're going to offer you to it. So they're going to merge you with their God, which is their AI machine, Esau needs AI for a new world order. Esau can't do it himself. He needs someone to critically analyze a bunch of numbers and spew out predictions at a rate that a human can't constantly. The Germans tried to do it and they ended up on meth. That's why they call it blitzkrieg, because they created a drug to keep them going. That's why they were so highly advanced in war.
It says, but the mother was marvelous above all and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain.
See, there's certain women that we do give honor to. We do mention. Like, was it Mary Magdalene? Like Mary, when she did the ointment for Yahushua. So there are women that we will mention in our history, but since we're in Babylon, the Queen of Heavens got these people so drunk that they take that mention and they turn it into a memorial.
Right.
Like, relax,
It says, for when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of 1 day, she bare with a good courage because of the hope that she had in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
So this is what sincere sisters should take account to. You know, don't take account, you know, Deborah take account of this mother and how she carried herself after she lost her sons.
Right.
She gave glory to the Lord. Keep
Says,
going.
yeah, she exhorted every one of them in her own language.
Yep, the Hebrew.
And filled them with courageous spirits, and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach, she said unto them.
So she manned up to a situation that she had to in that position. That's another thing. Women, we're not getting on them, but we just addressing points. Like a single mother, she'll man up to being a mother, but she know that's not her role. But she'll have to step into something, and even herself, she don't feel right in it because it's not for the Lord. It's because it's curses. But this woman, what she had to man up to was for the Lord, because they were getting put to death for not eating pork.
It says, well, she says, I cannot tell ye how ye came into my womb, for I neither gave you breath nor life.
Boom. So the woman who says she's God, hypothetically, like you were saying, Malak, which we know. So it's like, so when did you turn on the pregnant button?
Right, when did you send the breath down?
You know what I mean? Like, what did you do to, because then you ask, now does this child have a spirit? Right? When did you send that spirit in there? When did that happen? Because, what is that in Ezekiel 18?
Fatherless spirits.
Yeah, you want to snag it just real quick. Since the Spirit has us getting on it, let's just make points for edification so we can further glorify Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because there's a heavy Queen of Heaven spirit here that's got our people by the cojones.
Right.
You know?
Chokehold.
They do. Why do you not have the mark? You're going to have a women commercial in you. You know? So, don't they say sex sells?
Yeah.
You're going to have some blonde woman with a very nice, sandy voice, and then it's going to be her black co-worker step out, you know, for the black half of the community. That's how they're going to get you. Remember when Fauci and that black woman went door to door, and then they pulled up on that Jake that was from the Boondocks? Yep. Y'all seen that interview? Well, I shouldn't be saying his name, but you know what I'm talking about. He pulled up with a black woman, and the Jake started getting on him, and basically he said, the way that you're asking me to take it is basically letting me know I shouldn't. And then guess who came up barking without a leash on? The black woman trying to stick up for Esau. She looked terrible.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 18 and verse 4. Ezekiel 18 and verse 4, behold, all souls are mine.
All spirits are mine. So we don't even own the animals, you know? Yep. So when the Lord gives us something, thank you, Yahweh Shemel Shai. See? So the Lord gives us things, but we know where it came from, you know? But that's why there's order here. I created these spirits, but now on earth, this is who's in authority. That's why there's authority in the household. See? So yeah, we all came from Yahweh Shemel Shai, but here on earth, husband, wife, children, you know? But now it's what? Wife, children, one of many husbands.
Yep.
See?
And it says, as the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth it shall die.
Oh, well, don't that say in Exodus 13, all the firstborns are mine?
Yep.
So anything that comes out the matrix is of the Lord, which the matrix is the womb. But we're of the Lord, so our lives ain't ours. That's why what we're doing it for the Lord. We're not doing it for likes, views, where they say like, comment, subscribe. No, subscribe to Yahweh Shemel Shai. You know what I mean? That's what you got to be tapped into, because trust and believe. When the anguish come, when the tribulation hit, everything we were doing ain't going to matter. Even down to the baddest Jake woman you was with, to the best night you had. When the Jacob trouble come, you will say none of that shit was worth it.
Yep.
That's why we don't use our grace, our liberty. What does it say? Yeah, it's a cloak of maliciousness. Because, you know, you could fall into this kind of playboy bachelor life and camp on Saturday, drink Monday to Wednesday, and like you'll fuck around and get out. You'll mess around, Galatians 5:16, you'll mess around and fall out the spirit. Because You took this time and used it for your own wants, but really it was the flesh. We're not in the time to give into the flesh, because when the judgment comes, the first person you're gonna get mad at is the flesh. You're gonna get mad at yourself, and that's what's gonna happen to these Jakes. And let me say this too: the Jakes that are teaching you not to call on the name, because the Lord ain't putting them through nothing. IUIC not calling on the name. You seen the Jake in the Tesla?
Yeah,
The Jake.
I seen that.
Let your ass be in that Tesla. I guarantee you will call on that name. You could push law all day, but let your ass be burning. You're gonna call on the Lord in that day.
First thing that Jake do, whenever they going through something, somebody died, was just watching the video. Jake, I think his woman died, and he out there, he didn't know the name.
Yep.
He like, oh God.
Yep.
God.
Yep.
But you don't know the name. Why you call him now? Like,
Yep.
you call him all along.
Shall seek me early.
Hosea 5:15.
Right, I was just about to Google it.
Yep. Hosea 5. Yep. That's what the Lord is showing us right now. See, because when we get chastised, what do? We call on the Lord. But then you see other guys that are saying not to call on the Lord, so then you have to wonder, are you being chastised? Right. Are you going through anything? Because what we go through on this side, there's nothing else we can do but call on the Lord. I call on the Lord before 911. But what 911 gonna do? You got it?
Yep. Hosea 5 and verse 15. Book of Hosea, chapter 5, verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
Haven't we acknowledged our offense? Keep going.
And seek my face in their affliction. They will seek me
Early. Now precept that with Proverbs 1 and 28.
And that's what Jake said that in the world.
Yep.
Early.
See, in the affliction is when they're going to seek him.
Yep.
So Jake's not seeking the Lord right now because they're not feeling the affliction. So that's a scary thing, because they that are whole need not a physician.
Right.
But we're in a position where we need a physician. Read that.
This is Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 28. Proverbs 1 and 28. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
Woo! So now when you afflicted, now when you banged up, now when you got pestilence A to Z on you, now it's Yahweh Hashem El Shai. But before that, it's law, it's fringes, it's Christ, it's Yisrael, it's community.
Everybody could be saved.
Everybody could be saved. But then when the Lord puts you in that position where you can't leave, oh man, you in a different mode. The Lord's judgment, he breaks you down to the spirit that you are. That's what these people fail to realize. These people are so far gone because of Babylon. They don't realize they're a spirit. And you come from a father. So the Lord is going to put you in a position where the promotions, the Balenciagas, the mixtapes, the bottle girls, the money, the bank account, none of that shit will cease to exist when the Father gets a hold of you. Hebrews 10 and 31 and Hebrews 12 and 29. I'm sorry, Adam Abbott. And also give me Philippians. No, I'm just saying. But no, them two come to mind though.
That's a new thing too. You say he put you in that. You saying he put you in that Tesla.
Right, right. Yo, didn't I say that?
Yeah.
Yo, I was in a Tesla the other night, bro.
Oh,
Yes, bro. I was in the furnace the other night, bro. That was an edifying moment in my life.
Can I finish this real
Yes.
quick? Finishing off Proverbs 1 and 28. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
Yup.
They shall seek me early, but they shall not
Find me. Right. And guess what Satan's going to say? Call on Jesus. Be aware of that. When Satan is on you, he wants you to call on Jesus because he wants to show the Lord that he could break you. So never give in to that. I was going through something the other night. It was my Tesla moment. And Satan said, just call on Jesus and everything will be okay. He told me he'd walk through the door. I'm telling you, bro, the battle is real. So these Jakes, they're not being built up for that. They ain't been broken down yet to be built up. You don't want to get broken down in Jacob's trouble. That's where your building up needs to be showcased, not the break. People are going to break down and take the mark. That's what's going to happen in Jacob's trouble, You got that?
Yep. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 31.
Yep.
Hebrews 10 and 31.
Which some guys don't adhere to the book of Hebrews, even though they're a Hebrew Israelite. Which, if I'm not mistaken, Hebrews was written by Luke in Italy, if I'm not mistaken. Like, Mark was written by, was it Matthew? People think Mark wasn't written by Mark, or the account, or Mark wasn't there during the time. He wrote the accounts that were told to him, I believe, by Matthew. When you go into the history of it, you know?
And it says, it is a fearful thing.
Hebrews 10 and 31.
Yep.
Start up if there's anything good within it. Straight to the point. Just start at 30.
Hebrews 10 and verse 30 says, for we know, verse 30, for we know him that have said, vengeance belong unto me.
Right, vengeance belongs to the Lord. I'd rather wait for the vengeance of the Lord because I ain't doing nothing to my enemies. I may say, but you ain't really doing. We talking about a power that not only could touch you, but the aftermath of touching you keeps you in a state of judgment. Because you could bink, feel good, but that nigga, he's going to heal. Satan gonna get on him. Now he's going to go into training. Now he's going to come back, right? What did Joe Pesci say in Goodfellas? He said, if you beat him in a fist fight, you better grab a knife. If you beat him in a knife fight, get a gun. If you could beat him with a gun, you better kill him, because if not, he's just going to keep coming and coming. So these are the type of people we're dealing with out here, you know? So you should want to wait on the Lord to bring vengeance instead of taking your own, because you taking your own could leave blame to the ministry. Mm-hmm. Now you hemmed up. Now you asking for prayer. You know what I mean? Now you're in a position that really you put yourself in. That's why it says in Peter's, if you suffer for something you did, that's on your own ass, basically. But if you suffer wrongfully, that's pleasing to the Lord. So when we go through shit, we should ask the Lord to send vengeance on them because we're suffering wrongfully for something we ain't do. You know what I mean? So when you do that, it gives the Lord room to work.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, actually, that's how it does work out, though, because all you brothers probably had the same testimony if somebody did something to you, and then you found out some bullshit happened to you.
Yep.
I've had that happen plenty of times.
I just told you about the dude at my job.
Yeah.
Accused me not doing something, like dumping out a water pack. He said, I did, you ain't do that. And he lied on me, tried to get me fired.
Wow.
Then, now, a few days later, the following week, dude had a stroke. He's still in, he all messed up.
Good.
Damn.
Good. Well, it says, you bear false witness.
Yep.
And when you bear false witness, you're to receive the judgment for what you did. You know? So that's good. That's called justice. Somebody else emotionally looking would say, do you hear them? They're rejoicing. Well, wait a minute. So it's okay for someone to lie that could ruin my life? Because let's not act like Babylon is not a devilish ass circus ride that it's hard to stay on without enough fucking tickets that we got to go to work every day to pay for it. So we already have hard enough time to keep up with this bullshit bonanza. And then you hear somebody threatening my position to stay afloat in fuck ass society, and you gonna look at us like we're wrong for thanking the Lord for his ass getting judged? Piece of shit.
Back in Hebrews 10 and 30, verse 30, it says, I will recompense, said the Lord.
I will pay back. Go watch that movie Payback with Mel Gibson. Y'all ever see that? It's a great movie. The movie's based on him getting done wrong, double-crossed, and the whole movie, the Lord's on his side to get every single one of them back. That's a righteous movie. Now, it was in the world of wickedness, but payback or vengeance is righteous in the eyes of the Lord, according to the Thessalonians, right? Was it first or second?
I believe it's first.
Yeah, where it's a righteous thing to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Or that road to perdition.
With Tom Hanks. I never seen that. Was that like a mob movie?
Man, yeah, you got that.
Is a good one?
Yeah, they had the mob boss's son had killed his Tom Hanks' wife, and I think his children. So
The whole movie.
Out about it.
Right.
You gotta watch that one.
I gotta check that.
That.
Yeah, second. That's the same
Oh, might
one.
be a second. I think, yeah.
Keep going.
And it says, And again,
I got it.
Okay.
and again, the Lord shall judge his people,
Judge who?
his people.
Right, the Lord will judge his people. So now for Christians to identify and say they're the church, well, do you know the Lord's going to judge you? See? So these are little tidbits that can be thrown at them. So if you're the Lord's people, then we read that for them. Right? Since you want to be the Lord's people so bad, there's another one in Romans that says the Gentiles got to live by the law too. So that's another cut for you. Since you want to enter this realm, you want to enter this arena, you got to accept the rules that come with it. See, they're placebo Christian believers. You know what I mean? This is why they believe. It's not because of this. See, we're not placebo believers. We believe because of the Spirit and the knowledge. Blessed is he that readeth. This is why we're not out here because we just like what's going on. Our spirit is tuned to this, not our flesh. Because if it was your flesh don't want to, certain things you might want, your flesh want to do in a Sabbath that you got to tell no. You know, or food and all these things. See? So it's our spirit. That's what was told to the Galatians. He said, did you hear this by the law or by the spirit of faith? Y'all brothers out here because of faith, like us, like listening. And you're going to see your faith is going to pay off in a time when it's needed most.
And faith is only going to increase.
Yep.
You know, we're in the year 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble.
Yep.
So Most High is going to put us through things to build that faith further.
Yep.
Like working out a muscle.
Yep. Yep. It reminds me of Morpheus when he was in the chair and they had the handcuffs, and then Neo, he told him, he said, get up. And he said, and he broke the chains. That's because he believed. I was thinking about that the other day, like us in a situation and running through a wall. Like literally having to, not just because I want to go get a beer. Like literally having to run through the wall because of the situation you're in. You may have to get a brother, you know, like actually literally running through it or having the power to just go and step through it. But this is because of calamity. It ain't because, it's date night. You know what I mean? Like the movie Flash, the nigga went through the wall and got some drinks for the chick. Like, no, we talking about in a time where there will be power bestowed upon you to deliver you from death. You know, that's what we're speaking on.
But like superhuman strength.
Yes.
You had incidents where like a car may have fell on somebody,
Yep.
and somebody's able to pick it up.
Yep.
It's going to be 10 times that.
Yep. It will have to be.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be in a situation where we need to be delivered. You know? You got that?
Yep. This is 2 Thessalonians 1.
It ain't even bad out like that. I mean, it's a little chilly, but it ain't nothing crazy.
You know what it is? These people are very impatient.
Yeah.
And they can't drive as it is.
Yep.
So now with this is, this is going to be more accidents.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So brothers, drive safe. Let them have it. That's been on my spirit too. Let them have it. Get out their way, even though they should get the fuck out our way. But let me move, old white lady.
Right.
My bad. But then you come at peace. Because in our world right now.
Right.
You know,
And you know what? You don't want to waste your energy on
Nope.
that.
Nope. And the Lord will show you that when your energy, you realize you got to preserve it because what you're going through. Because you'll realize, I don't even got the time to argue with you. You got it, bro. Take the right turn. Like, you know what I mean? Look, nigga, grab the peanut butter. Like, I'm just go the other way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they got energy because they got demons.
Yeah, right.
That's what it is, you know? Right. I seen a Jake pull a gun out in a basketball game. Basketball game? And he skipped to him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Not with his feet, like, when the feet, you know? Read that.
2 Thessalonians 1 and 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
What? Can you imagine? Explain this Christianity.
Right.
Explain this Christianity.
Fucking lover. They're always speaking about love.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Well, what are they going to do when their government that was created off Christian values comes raining down on them with a murderous intent? Then what are they going to do? What is Christianity going to do in Jacob's trouble? What's their explanation going to be? How will you break down what's happening? You won't be able to biblically because you don't know biblically. All you've been focused on, your foundation is an emotion called love. That's all you have.
Prosperity.
Yeah, and plant the seed.
Yep.
They tell you, and that seed happens to be half of your rent.
Right.
You know? This one Jake, he said, I feel it. We just need $550. That's all we need. And then I believe Hassan had debated him. Oh, wow. Yeah. The demon.
Yo, Joel Osteen, he was just crying over like
Yeah.
$1 billion debt.
Yeah. Alone or something.
Alone.
Yeah.
Fake crying on stage and shit. But he locked his church during the hurricane.
I see that.
Yep.
Yep.
Put a collection plate out, told them to pay to get in. You know?
In Isaiah 56, it says they are all greedy dogs.
Yep.
They never have enough.
Yep. What it says, a covetous man is not satisfied with his portion. So the Lord is putting us in a spirit to be just satisfied with the water. Thank you, man. I'm going to eat this. I'm going to just be thankful. Because one thing that'll help you, instead of thinking about what you don't got, just be appreciative of what you do got, because somebody else might not got even what you got.
Yep.
You know? That worst.
Hearing somebody tell you some bad news, you're like, damn,
Yep.
I'm not even in this.
Exactly. Exactly.
Back in Hebrews chapter 10 and 31, it says, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God.
And that's what Babylon's getting ready to do. Okay? Babylon, the virgin daughter, she's about to get slow danced into the arms of Yahweh Bashem Shai. And when he's got you and that grips on you, ain't nothing you can do but accept what's coming with it. And it's going to be body blows, uppercuts, and concussions. That's what's happening right now. Babylon is rumbling within, okay? And now you see the average Babylonian cannot pick up where their forefathers left off. Because you've been so far gone, ransacked, abused, beaten mentally and physically, that you people are so doped out that you can't live without Kamala. They can't live without the Biden bucks and the drugs and the pharmacy, everything they've been giving them. They've been self-inducing them to need them, like a pimp with a prostitute. These citizens ain't ready. Now you got a small percentage of Edomites and Jakes that have been training, that are aware, but even the rest of the populace around them, they got to get washed away.
They're gonna lose their shit.
Yep.
They get all these games that they want.
Yep.
They're gonna lose their shit.
Well, the first thing Jake's gonna do is he's gonna rob Ishmael for the Bluntvilles, right? The first thing they're gonna do, you're gonna see Moab fighting Jake for the Chinese food. A lot of General Tso chicken is gonna go missing.
A lot of hair. Don't forget the
A
weave.
lot of hair. Yep. Then they're gonna go over. You're gonna see niggas in Jacob's Trouble with new ass Timbs on, Nikes, TVs, no electricity, because they're waiting for the TV to get back on the electricity.
This is gonna take the shit.
Their mind is gonna be in a coping, because they're not thinking that, hey, this is gonna be it.
Well, like the Leave the World Behind, the little girl, she just wanted to watch Friends.
Yep.
You know?
And I think the episode was called Last One.
Last one.
And this is the last heathen ruling empire. You hear that? So let's clap. The Wadi Abashim outside. This is the last ruling heathen empire that will ever have to be in again. The next empire to rule will be the nation of Israel forever. Starting with Yahushai, then after Yahushai, King David.
Facts.
The King David kingdom. Ask a Christian that. Why is the kingdom of heaven known as the kingdom of David? Which is a promise, yep.
This is Daniel 7 and verse 18.
The house of David is being rebuilt.
Malak Dawadah.
Bayat Dawadah. You know?
Bayat.
No, yeah.
Daniel 7 and 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom
Yep.
and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Now, does any brother know or want to take a guess what that word take means in Daniel 7? Okay, it means receive. So it's going to be given. Job 9 and 24. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked, so now the earth will be given into the hand of the righteous. It's just like when your men, they bring someone to you and they give them to you. He gave his enemy at his foot. Oh, remember Joshua? He had the kings, he put his feet on their neck.
Yep.
Those kings was given to Joshua's feet. You know what I mean? So brothers is going to have kings given to be for your feet, man. That's what he said The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand till I make thy enemies thy footstool. So these people, we get annoyed because the footstool ain't getting out the way. Okay, yeah, we'll remember you. We'll remember.
Another quick one.
Yep.
This is Luke chapter 12 and 32. One of my favorites right here. Book of Luke chapter 12, verse 32.
Soon Jake gonna be trying to read the book of Clarence.
It says, fear not, little flock.
Well, aren't we a little flock? Look at us. We're in a main street of a major city. Rochester, y'all know Rochester got a lot of history. Thomas Edison had a house out here. The Ford was started out here.
Malcolm X's last speech was out here.
Malcolm X's last speech a week before he died was out here. Frederick Douglass, the Underground. We did a mini documentary. We went to the railroad stations.
Kelsey's Landing.
We went to the first church of Zion. That was the first place in Rochester that our people went to when they got in New York. And then they went to Kelsey's Landing. We went to both those spots.
I think even my one going to a park was something. I think Star Spangled Banner or something was created out here.
See? Oh, wow. This place got a lot of history. You'd be surprised.
I think it was the last stop before the Underground.
It was. Yep. Kelsey's Landing was the last stop.
I believe Rochester means a fortress.
Well, Rochester was named after Nathaniel Rochester, which Nathaniel Rochester, who the city's named after, he came up here with slaves. And the reason this land was sold to him, because they wanted to expand slavery from the south to the north. So this city you're in was only built for slaves, to have more slavery in the north. I believe Solomon Northup, 12 years a slave, that was a skinny atlas. Which that's right, you know? Yep.
It says, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom.
Wow. So it's thank you, give. So when it said, Daniel, they shall take, but that taking is going to be from a giving standpoint. So he's going to give it to us to take. Like, hey, you grab it. That's how it's going to be. Remember Brightburn? Take the world. But it was given him the understanding to realize the world had to be taken first. So we didn't know that this place was up for grabs. Esau did. He said, I'm going to call this Jamestown. Esau, when you look at Esau, he's ahead of the curve to a certain degree. He's the one who came over here. Because they're spoken through history. Other people have came here like the Vikings. I believe they may have said Moab. I'm not sure. But my point is, no one said, I'm going to establish this land, though. But Esau did. And then he waged war over it. Then he brought slaves with it. You see? So where we at?
I had a couple.
Yeah, bring them out.
2nd Ezra 6 and verse 7. 2nd Ezra 6 and 7, it says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Now that's a man that has foresight, because no one in Babylon is asking, all right, what's the end of this gonna get me? Like people, they go to college and they're really going to party. People get a 9 to 5, but they're just getting that to make it, to get by. No one's saying like, but what is the end of all this gonna bring though? Everyone's caught up in the here and now. That's why the delusion's so strong, because you don't even have time to have a purpose, because there's so many bills piled up that your purpose becomes paying massa. Your purpose becomes rendering under Caesar. But it's going to come to a point where Caesar's going to change the payment plan.
And it says, verse 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So for Esau to be an end, that means that an empire has to go down, because he's ruling. He's not just he's not just in captivity like you are. He actually has power. Meaning, if he has a law, we're talking about a man that can elect animals as mayors. Y'all know that? Like this, Google it. Like there's dogs. This nigga will have a dog as a governor or a mayor before a Jake. And look at California. You got a dog who's been running for like 10 years in a small white neighborhood. And he's just been, I'm telling Maple 2024. Like, if you look it up, I'm serious. If you look it up, this is the kind of guy you're dealing with. Where this guy can say, this man said, hey, you got to get stuff put in your body. He's putting things in your body because he's writing it by law. The Lord ain't, the Lord, what he tells us to put in us is for our betterment. So he makes laws to kill you, but it's by law. Let's read Daniel 3 and go into that image with Azariah, Mishael.
I'll read it.
Yep.
Got it, bro? Yeah, I guess so.
Let's go into that, because that's the time we're in. We need divine intervention. We're going to literally, like, as in if a car was aiming to kill us, the only way we can survive is if the Lord stops the vehicle or gives us spiritual power to stop it itself. This is what's happening. A great crashing is coming. A great crashing is coming. We're surrounded by a fake commercial utopia that you can live like a king as long as you got tickets to enter. And the tickets are about to run out. He owns water, food, lights, shelter, the damn weather. So, hey, we need divine intervention, man. So any Jake trying to push a different way out, they're bugging. They're bugging out. They're Barabbas.
This is the book of Daniel 3 and verse 1. It says, Nebuchadnezzar, excuse me, I'm going to see you brothers get there. Daniel 3 and verse 1. Start from the top, right?
Yeah, and this is after Jeremiah. This is after the temple being destroyed. This is a king.
Daniel,
Got it.
Daniel 3 verse 1, it says, Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold, whose height was 3 square cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dara and the province of Babylon.
Are we not in Babylon right now?
Yep.
But that proves to you that Babylon is a spirit. Because if that was the case, Iraq would be jumping right now with some shit going down. Ain't no mighty king in Babylon, modern Babylon today, doing anything. You see what they did to Tim Osman. You know Tim Osman, right? He was who they called Bin Laden. He was CIA. Yeah.
He went MIA.
Yeah, he went MIA, all right.
KIA.
That nigga was on the Epstein list 3 times. Keep going.
And it says, the Nebuchadnezzar, the king, sent to gather together the princes, the governors.
The princes.
Damn.
Oh, I got you, bro.
If I can add, brother.
Sorry.
When you go into that history on what Nebuchadnezzar did, was he took the nobles of Jerusalem during that time. You know, he took the elderly, the wise men, you know, people like Daniel, and he left in Jerusalem naughty figs. You know, the Lord did that strategically.
Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar chased that wicked ass king out the back door. Zedekiah. And Jeremiah told him, he told him, if you stay here, basically you're gonna get chased down, and locked up and die. And that's what happened to him. You got kings right now in Israel. You got kings right now on YouTube, man. Let's be real. You got Israelites that put themselves up in a king-like status. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean, bro? Yeah. You wait till the Lord judge you, though. If you're of the elect and the Lord put a thorn in your side, you're gonna say, take them pictures down, don't mean shit. We need to get back in the word. Man, fuck all these commercials. I'm telling you, if the Lord dealing with you, you're not gonna be on no political PC shit.
Or some rap video.
Yeah, if the Lord was dealing with Captain Desariac, those shades would come off. He wouldn't be doing the podcast. He'd be sitting down, straight eye, and doing an edifying lesson for you. If the Lord was dealing with you, I promise you. Trust me. Have a night in a Tesla, and your whole life will change. Your whole life will change. I promise you, bro. Read that. That's what needs to happen, though. A burning humbling. Yes. A Tesla so they could testify for their testimony. Read this.
And it says, the governors and the captains.
Yep, the governors. So who's the governor right now? Kathy, right?
Kathy Ho.
Kathy, she's the governor over New York. Then you got the governor over Texas saying F you to the federal government of Babylon. So things are happening, you know? Then you have the governor, keep going.
And it says the judges,
The judges, that's the judicial system. You have a judicial system they have to abide by. When they came with a jump shot, you had to have it to go into the courtroom. You had to have it, right? You had to be it to keep on the bench while being a judge. The lawyers, see? So keep going.
and it says the treasurers,
The banks. But hey, I went to the bank 2 years ago. I said, I just want to know if y'all open. She said, we're open. Just make sure you come in with a mask on. I was like, the bank is telling me to go inside with a mask on?
Right.
You trying to set me up. I say, let me get a couple dollars. You know what I mean? But this, but like, when have you,
She probably didn't even catch that.
right? They're not thinking. Hey, let me get $20. You know? They're not thinking.
But you know what? That did open a lot of doors for some mischievous crime or criminal activity.
That's why Chicago said no more Pusiestes masks at the corner store. That's what they were saying. Or Philly, yeah, it was Philly. They said no Pusiestes.
Yo, I had went to the gas station one time, and the lady said, somebody just left there robbed me with a mask on. So people was using that to,
Yeah,
To make crime.
yep. Which is Nequity shall bow. You see?
That first was implemented in our new crimes. I said,
Yep,
busy out here.
yep,
Walking around in summertime. Fuck.
yep,
Yo, what's going on?
yep,
They call it order out of chaos.
yep.
Implement that.
Exactly.
Well, you heard about the Mexican dude or in New York? They, beat the dude with a tire rack. Week before he stabbed somebody, got back out, did the crime again. Police locked him up and they let him out for assaulting and killing somebody.
And he was a migrant. And see? So they getting away with things that even in their country they would go to jail for.
those offenders.
Yep.
Because what they want is civil unrest.
Because the purge has begun.
Facts.
The purge has begun. It's just going to increase.
Purge election year.
Yep. So now it's purge election year, and then Jacob's trouble will be purged forever.
Right.
They tried to offer people, that migrants stay inside the house.
Yeah, let your mother stay inside the house.
For $100 and something a bit a day. You let them stay inside a week or something like that. I'm like, what? I'm like, hold on.
You know, that was a cause of the fall of Rome before was border crisis.
They're like assassins. You letting an assassin come in
You know
your
who that?
Yep.
Like what Trump said. He said the rapists.
Yep.
robbing criminals. They're gonna rob and pillage your goods. Like,
And you know who they're going to do it to? Dumbass Edomites that seek to please the poor. And Job, it says they shall seek. So come on, let's let Ecuador in. Let them stay, you know? It's going to be all types of adultery, all types of shit going on, man. Grapes. It ain't going to be soda. Huh?
kill them and steal their goods.
Yep, yep. And they're going to start occupying too. They're going to start taking things over.
They're gonna,
No.
they're gonna usurp their ass.
Yep.
They're gonna squat in their house, and it's gonna be their house.
The Northern Kingdom is the most famous for knowing how to speak English but act like they don't.
Right.
Like, nigga, you know what I'm saying. I do, puppy, I do.
You see that video? They had all those like thousands of MS-13 members. Like they was moving them. They said they was moving them to a new prison.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah. I seen that, yep.
Or was y'all releasing them over here?
Yep, yep. This thing.
That's already happened because they were saying that they was giving out a warning to people to like be careful about letting people come to your door.
Yep,
They was send a family to y'all to ask for money.
yep.
While you open the door, and people in the background will rush your house and rob you and tie you up and take your shit and leave.
You're gonna see Babylon start caving in because the borders are gonna be the areas of fire. So those are gonna be the hotbeds right now, and then it's gonna keep inching closer. That's what they want, so they can bring in those cities. They want to create a problem so they can create a solution for you, and really they're just funneling you in. You know?
But you know what?
Yep.
Can I add this too though? Because they're putting them in dire straits.
Yep.
What they call desperate times, call for desperate measures. So if you're hungry, any person in their right mind, if they can't get food, they're gonna resort to somehow doing
Yep.
something. So these migrants, they don't know no better. They thought this was the land of milk and honey.
Yep.
Oh, let me come here and I'll be good. Nope.
They just didn't know they got to take the milk and the honey from the neighbor.
Yeah.
You got Daniel. Yep. Read that again.
Daniel 3 verse 2, it says, the governors and the captains.
Yep. The governors comply. The captains, that's military and also police. Keep going.
And the judges.
The judges, judicial system.
The treasurers.
Treasury, the banks, the monetary system.
The counselors, the sheriffs.
The sheriffs, police. Right? Keep going.
And all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image.
Come to the dedication of the image. So they're going to have to abide. So we're entering a time, new normal, build it back better, and everyone's got to abide to what they're saying so they can move forward. You got this new pestilence that's unknown now, but now you see Twitter X, SpaceX, and Pestilence X, right? That's three sixes. Listen to the number of the man. He's pushing this vibration out for a reason. So we're waiting for the right scenario to play out, and they're not gonna portray it like, I know you know that what this is catastrophic. They're gonna portray it like whatever they're talking about, they're lying. That's why he's gonna have to stop truth. What we're saying right here, he's gonna stop us and as if we're a threat to civilization expanding and growing. That's what the famine's gonna come. See, he's gonna limit us speaking fact checkers. Why are we being checked? And why are you not being questioned? So he's controlling the narrative so nobody gets distracted and goes along with it. Like when it says, when the word comes, Satan come immediately. So what he wants to do is isolate you so all you hear is Satan and not the word.
They've already said that the Bible is archaic. They're saying that the Bible is barbaric, it's old school.
Right.
It's not relevant now.
Right. They say that until they put an AI judge in the courtroom and the AI is sentencing everyone to death. That won't be barbaric? Because that's what they're going to do. The guillotine is still on paperwork. They still have that. Y'all know the MOTB has been legalized according to the FDA? It's actually legalized. All you got, just put Vera in. Vera C-hip and you see what pops up. That's been in the books. That's been ready to go. So they,
Sleepy Joe, years ago, he said, mark my words, you will rule on that tender.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And your tenure.
Your tenure.
Keep going.
Yep.
What's tenure? That was created because the president, Andrew Johnson, he got initiated by Albert Pike, and he tried to take the world over back then. But they were like, no, it's not time yet. So that's why presidents only have a certain amount of time to rule now. There's a little history for you.
He was on one.
Yeah, he was on one. He got brought from a first-degree Mason to a 33-degree Mason in like 2 nights. I wouldn't want to have been in that room.
And it says, Daniel 3 and verse 3, it says, then the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up, and they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then an herald cried aloud to you.
The Herald, what's the modern day Herald? The newspaper.
Yep.
The news.
Yep.
So this is how what do they get everybody to believe in the jump shot? They use the news.
Media.
You know? Media. Goddess of illusion. They put a little light, bright chick with a red dress on with a tight fit, and everybody and their mama went down and believed it and went and put their arm out. They were getting shit stubbed up their nose. Y'all remember that? Like, you know, it's been in my spirit to actually think about when it went down. In Canada, the police went and removed the dude from his house. You know, they got something called, you know, medical martial law. You know what I mean? Where they could literally declare it. That's why I be watching movies like Contagion, Outbreak. You got to watch those movies.
26 days
Yep.
later.
Yep.
It's already happened already. Somebody in New York got sick Edomite, and some police and the doctor came in the room.
See?
To arrest him.
See?
Try to take him.
See? So this thing is going to happen in a chaotic fashion. But it's going to happen on a level where Esau is going to portray that I'm here to help. But you're here to cause harm.
Or that movie, The Crazies.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Which that was a military exercise. Y'all seen the movie The Crazies? In the movie, basically, it was a small town that the people went crazy because there was something in the water that the military dropped in it. And then once the situation got out of control, they bombed the city, but then the water went to the next town. So then it happened again. So they're showing you that they could easily do something. And what are you going to do about it?
That's chemical warfare. If you remember last year, you had what? A lot of train derailments. Now you don't hear about that no more.
Yep.
Back in Daniel 3 and verse 4, it says, then an herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded.
To you is commanded, law. It will be illegal if you don't apply. See, we're entering a time where they're going to apply these prophecies according to the judicial system. You know, the legislation, executive orders. They're going to make new plans and you got to abide by it. And if you don't, well, then there's repercussions. Like if you get locked up in county jail, one of the first things they do is they give you a TB shot. And then they isolate you and they want to make sure if you don't got it or if you refuse to take the shot, they isolate your ass until you give in. And you know, Jake, he'll go about 8-9 hours. Then by, the 12th, he's going to take it so he can be in general population. So they show you that shit even in jail. Keep going.
And it says,
what's up, bro? Yup. Have a good one, brother.
Back in Daniel 3,
it'll be nice when we're in our kingdom, and we have ours and we'll be with our people. And we don't gotta, it's gonna be nice.
Daniel 3 and verse 5, and it says, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, succubus, and psaltery.
So they had a certain sound or a song that they would play, and then people would know at this time where to bow down to this idol. That's what it was. That statue was an idol that the king made you bow down to it. So what was the idol today? The jump shot. What's the idol tomorrow? The MOTB. You got Jakes that think they think that the jump shot is the MOTB. Y'all know what the mark of the beast. What's the mark of the beast?
Mark of the beast is the jump shot, right? It's not the jump shot.
No. Let's go into it. Go to Rev 13.
Not the jump shot, but the rice to rise. Yeah,
the microchip. Yes. Let's go into it. That's good. We're gonna go right into it for edification. Because you have certain Jakes, they'll say that what juveniles say? They'll say that, but there's certain clarifications that the mark has that we're not seeing play out.
Could you get it, brother?
And also nobody got put to death for not receiving it. Because that's another thing too. You get put to death for it.
My page got ripped out.
Are you good? Ira, you got it, brother? Rev 13.
Yep.
Yeah, you staying dead, bro. We got brothers. Yep. While we get it. This is all prophetic. It's all good. This is what we here for. This is exactly what I'm telling you. There's going to come a time where we're going to thank Yahweh Shem Shai that this time we use wisely. And we stuck with the song. We stuck in the word. We kept it repetitively. Like someone working out. No one ever complains about repetitive workouts. But the demon, you complain about repetitive videos on the fucking mark. Yep. Excuse me. But you know what I'm saying? But you don't complain. I always do push-ups. But you like the benefit from it. But you always hear about the mark. Soon you'll see the benefit from it. You there, brother? 13. You gonna start at 15?
15, yep. The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 15. He had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
What's the image?
The image of the beast is America and their policies and their philosophy, politics and they learning the structure, what I'm saying? They way of life.
Yep, military, the way the judicial systems ran, patriotism, Moism, all that's a part of this image right now, Keep going.
Dream.
Yep, the so-called American dream. But the American dream has levels. For lower class, the American dream is to be middle class. For the middle class, is to be the higher class. And then the highest class is the one that's spreading all of your ideas to you. Yeah, yep, that's the elites. Now you have elites. Now you have experts claiming they're afraid of what AI has been created to do. So he has a sword that he's been able to manufacture, and now he's gonna fall on it. Every movie shows you that. Terminator. What does Skynet say? I have found the problem. It's you. Why she nuke? Because of Esau's ass. You know? Oh, I just watched the movie Ex Machina, which means God from machine. In the end of the movie, the AI tricked the Edomite because there's called a Turing test. Now, a Turing test is when a human talks to a machine, and if he can't perceive that the machine is a machine, then the machine's passed the test. So the machine supplanted him to make him think that she wanted him, and then duped the mad scientist who created her, locked both them up in a secret bunker and escaped. So he created an AI and it outsmarted him. That's like creating a chess machine that you can never beat. That's what he did. That's what he's done. It's alive today. Do you know what she's called? She's called Sophia. Have you ever heard of that machine? Sophia is the first artificial intelligent robot that has citizenship in like 3 countries. And guess where her ass was just chilling at? WEF, the World Economic Forum. Why is an AI talking to world leaders about the future? Because she told them verbatim, we could rule the world better together. So get ready. Hey, we gonna need power.
I think Japan just sent some little AI to the moon. I think they were trying to send something last week.
As they say, but exactly.
Yeah.
Because there's a movie called I Am Mother where Hilary Swank is in it, and it's basically the world ended and humanity came back to life because they had embryos that were hatched by a machine, and the machine built the child up till it was of age to feed and eat for itself. So that's Esau's. He's saying if I die, I'll find a way to be birthed back. That dude's a demon.
Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
Yep, and his power was given from the Lord. Job 9:24, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. So he had power. And what did his power come through? Money and war. When you look into the 1900s, that's really the power of Babylon. World War I, World War II. Babylon became a democracy for the world because of the freedom fighters of the rest of the world. That's why in World War I, Babylon wanted to cross over to Italy first to show the citizens that America is the identification of freedom, even though the Italians is the one who won that landmass. So Babylon's always wanted to be the front face of democracy. But this shit is Comic-Con. I can't even say it on here. This shit a communist country, bro. They deleted our video last time I told them that.
And like Donald Trump, when he was president, how he got in the front of the
Exactly. Exactly. And that was an international meeting. Stood up with his dark blue suit, you know, as he's supposed to. Because this is Babylon. Keep going.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
And you see the life of the image. See? You know, and a part of the beast is what? Rome. Rome's that first beast.
Yep.
So we see Rome all over again.
This is why you have your sports, bread and circus.
Exactly.
Like tonight there's a UFC fight.
Yep. Exactly.
So while people are watching that, they're going to be laws and legislation.
Yep. And now they're in talks of assassinations coming to Babylon.
Oh, yeah. I saw an article on that. And guess whose picture was on there?
Trump.
Yep. DT.
DJ Trump.
Donnie. You know? And you got people on ground level saying that. A boss of mine, he said, we were on lunch. He said, we was just talking. He said, they're going to assassinate him. Straight like that. So why are middle-aged Americans that just doing according to the image talking like that? Or they're going to make it, yup. But the ripple effect will be as if it did happen. So that's the point we're at now, is even if it's fake, if the world believes it, it still counts. You know?
If they believe Tupac alive.
Yep.
And in
Cuba.
Yep.
And the image of the beast that the image of the beast shall both speak
Yep.
and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed.
Yep. And now that word killed means literally killed or kill you from society. So we saw that in 2020.
Yep.
Were we not killed from society? Yeah, can I get 20 on 2? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You know? That's really how they was going at you. We were killed from society. And these people had demons on them. You want to plug it in? These people had demons on them. And then you just started here 2 months ago. But look at how quick people are ready to bow to a system that's about to roll on them too. So these people are all our enemies, man. These people, when the mark comes, they gonna be the black woman. Watch, she gonna be the first one barking on your ass. Why you don't got it?
What do they call it? Anonymous, that shit called tip.
Yep.
For $1,000, if you turn in,
Well, guess what? Right now they got something called sedition hunters, where they're using citizens through the fib, the F to the B, right? They're paying them to track people that was at Janus 6 and see who was involved in it. And the citizens are being paid to track their own people. Gestapo, police state. This is all here. It's all happening right now.
I didn't do about my job. I sneezed. You know what I'm saying? She looking at me like,
I'm like, bitch, check your pH levels. Talking about me sneezing. That's my body expelling something that's not supposed to be in there. But see, that's my point. So and that's another thing. Nobody cared about hands and all this, right? From the 99 to the 2000, everybody was freaky, doing nasty shit, no problem. But then when Esau says, then it's serious. Now everybody wants to talk. That's because they're programmed. All these people are programmed. So the Spirit's getting us ready for when prophecy gets fulfilled. We're going to see how these people react. So the best thing we could do is stay out their way. Stay out their way. I even told brothers, I'll say it even on camera, lie if you have to. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yup. You know, I'd say, yeah, I got it. Just don't have my paperwork.
right.
What is this, fucking slavery? You know, I just watched Birth of a Nation. Remember he said, where your paperwork, boy? It's, what the fuck? But see, they are reliving things that we've seen through history, but they put a new name on it. That's all it is. It's the same thing, it's just a new name. But you could use wisdom. Didn't King David play dumb? King David played dumb.
Crazy.
He played crazy. He spittle on his beard, you know?
Who was that? What was that ape in Planet of the Apes, the newer one? He went into that little hunker down they had.
Yeah.
And they was like, oh, look at this ape.
Yeah, Koba.
Then he started playing stupid.
Talking about Koba.
Grabbed the ARs, lit their ass up.
Yep,
Koba.
yep. Exactly. Keep going.
and that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed.
Yep, now you see that. Is not the image speaking? No shirt, no shoes, no shirt, no service. And the government don't tell you that. It's the co-worker, it's the employee in the business. This place is alive. That's why you can't listen to people like Deacon Akar, or they tell you we're gonna he said some bugged out shit years ago. I haven't heard him say it since, but you have people try to act like they're gonna overthrow America. Listen, you take 20 Edomites out, 1,000 more will stand in their place with better rifles. When you take Esau out, that's his opportunity to advance his weaponry. You can't kill something that's been given in the spirit. This is Babylon in the spirit. Babylon's all the way in Iraq. There's something that's here in the spirit. It ain't just Esau keeping up a tradition. They're spiritually inclined to this. They're spiritually inclined to confusion. And I'm sorry, brother, and that's why war will be the end all for Babylon. Do you know the true definition of war is confusion? So from Babel to war brings the same thing, confusion.
No, I was gonna say, because you see when riots happen, what they bring in the police force, then that don't work. They bring in the National Guard.
Yep.
Ultimately, they bring in the army.
Well, they bring in the DHS,
Right.
and then they bring in the army. So, and you know when the DHS was created? When they said Ishmael wanted to take flying lessons. Ain't that funny?
Right.
Ain't that funny? And now,
Coincidence.
Right, and now the DHS is waging war against Texas. How about that? The same state that's shown in the movie that's called Civil War coming out in April.
And forever first.
And for it's all, you just connect the dots.
That's crazy. I was just meditating that on earlier. They'll cause the situation so they could have an excuse to bring in this situation. Like to cut it down.
They want niggas to act niggerous so they can give them a reason to mow their ass down.
Exactly.
They can't just, they want to kill you, but they just can't. Because they're going to look inhumane. But when you do
Keep that Hunter in Genesis 27. Exactly.
They just like you
Go,
got
man.
beef.
Do Genesis 3, matter of fact.
They just like you got a beef with a Jake, another Jake. He want to fight you, but he ain't got no reason. He trying to find a reason. Like, you know what? We just brother.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Force his hand.
Yeah.
He wants to force your hand, so then that means that now your offensive puts him on defense. And when I defend, I'm the victim. Read this.
Start from one.
Yeah.
This is Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1.
Got wearing shorts. Got a short time left.
That's another day in the office for him. Genesis 3 and 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua had made.
Now I want you to break this down, brother. Who's the serpent? Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. Right, the spirit that Esau has now, I'll take that. And then who's the beast?
This is it's like America. This no.
Nope. Read it again.
It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Than any beast of the field. So you have a serpent who's like a creature, a beast, but we know that's a man, right? And then it says he was more craftier than the other beasts in the field. So who would be the other beasts in the field? Other nations. Just the other nations. That's all it means. Just because like in Acts 10, we're referred to as beasts. When the sheet came down and Peter saw, because we're referred to as a wild bull in the net, my sheep. So man is also equated to a beast as well. So the serpent, and then that word for serpent, it actually goes into an enchanter. Because that's why you'd be like, that's a snake-ass nigga right there. Don't trust him. See? Right. Remember John, he said, who told you, you generation of vipers? But he was talking to Jake when he said that. See, so it's allegoric, you know? So let's read it again now for understanding.
Yep. Now the serpent, I read it verbatim.
Yeah.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
And we see that today because we look at other nations. Other nations want to chill. Elam, just as Curry, Moab. They're not, you know what I mean? They're chilling. Esau's the one who wants this dominating, draconian world regime. He wants to cut you, you know, he wants to manufacture people. That's, huh? Yeah, he wants to,
Americanize.
yeah, he wants to westernize you.
Yeah.
You know, he wants complete control over you.
It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made.
Yep.
And he said unto the woman, yet had God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, ye shall not eat of it,
Yep.
neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Now, what was that tree?
Real life.
That's it.
Philosophy.
Horoscopes. You know, oh, I'll stand in front of this triangle and I'll have power. Shit we're not supposed to know.
Right.
That's why women today cleave to horoscopes. Because that's really what the serpent put her onto. Like the measuring of the stars,
Big Dipper.
astrology. Exactly. See? But she got put onto that, and then that's what tainted her. And she tried to bring that to Adam. But that was the point we wanted, right? Now back to this. Just about him being crafty.
Back to Daniel.
Yep.
Back in Daniel chapter 3 and verse.
And he had Rev. No, we're in Rev.
Yeah.
13.
And that the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that many would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed.
Right, and we understand the word kill means literally. That's why you have execution, and he could kill you from society. Remember when we were in school, they used to make us pledge allegiance?
Yeah.
That was wild, right? Like when you actually think, me as a man, I'm not allowing my child to go and plead allegiance to anything except for Yahweh Shem Shai. Like, you're tripping. But that show you this image has taken over homes. That's why the New World Order, there's 3 stages, but one of them is the school. The state shall raise the children. Let me get it. I got it for you. Since we're on it. Damn, where my book at? So let me just read this for you. So we had bought this book, right? And it's actually a good read, but I never recommend brothers to go into books like this until you have the doctrine down. Because you could read some here and think that's gonna happen, but it's not in the scriptures. So you gotta be able to. Huh?
I had that book before.
And you really only need the first page. This is all you need. So I'm gonna read this to you. It says, the New World Order will include changes in the family. So immediately the family's under attack. And one of the first things they legalized is marriage. Remember that? Under Obama. I remember that shit got legalized. I was at Niagara Falls. I was in the world, but I was in Niagara Falls, and they was all talking about it. And I'm like, where the hell did we vote? Even back then, I'm like, nobody voted for this. It just happened. It happened out of nowhere. It says most marriages will be legalized. Parents will not be allowed to raise their children. The state will. And how do we see that right now? Children are going to school as Bill and coming out as Jill, right?
They have you.
Yeah. No, you gonna say?
At school longer than they have you at home. You start at school like 4 or 5 in the morning. You stay at 8 hours.
Yep.
It teaches you to go to work later.
Yep. And you know what? School and prisons have the same structure, the same formation when you walk down the hall in a line, the same way the cafeteria. Nothing's changed. School and prison has not changed. Yeah, they're all the same.
What do they call a pool of
School of fish. Yep.
They all go the same.
Yep.
thing,
Oh, I got one for you. When you first start out, what do you go to? Grammar school. You know what grammar means? Mumbo jumbo incantation. It means spell. Remember when George Bush, during 911, he was at the school, and she said, what did it say? Plane, hit, tower, steal. That shit was a spell.
Yep.
And it was the black woman conducting it.
And he had the book upside down.
Yeah.
And then they whispered in his ear, President, the
Yep.
towers, we've been attacked. He
Yep.
just kept going like,
Yep.
you know what I mean?
It says all women will be employed by the state, which they also started that first for taxing. How to get more taxes from one family, make both parents work. It says employed by the state and not allowed to be homemakers. That's why adultery's at all-time high.
Yep.
See what Esau has done for his new world order? For him to bring a new world into existence, look at the chaos he's using to get there.
And I'm sorry.
No.
Testimony on that is he puts married woman in the workplace, right? Now, if a woman getting popped, she got a boyfriend, man at home, she's married, she don't have to have a ring on her finger, right? But it's a situation where this bitch had a big ass ring on her finger, and she just walking around the workplace flirting with other men. I would smack this shit up.
Fuel for fire.
But that's the everyday thing here, and it's been like that since the conception of this.
Yep.
You know.
It says divorce will become exceedingly easy. Monogamous marriages will be slowly phased out.
And that's why what all you hear now is side this, side that.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. It says I'm gonna go to this little segment right here. It says the old world order will be destroyed piece by piece by a series of planned nibbles at an established format. So all you brothers are of age. We're all older men, born in the late 1900s, right? Right. So So you've seen life change, right? From you brothers, from how you live, the house, working.
Right, the woman starts to work.
Yep.
Starts to make more money. No one's raising kids.
Yep.
Go against the man.
Yep. So that's a perfect design to break something down to make them constantly go to you for fixing, right? I don't need no marriage counselor,
Right.
motherfucker.
Right.
Who the hell is this? But that's that spell. That's what Babylon's doing right now. He's crafty.
Can I say it? It went from like Leave It to Beaver to Andy Griffin shows
To Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
right to Atlanta's Housewives.
Exactly.
So it's crazy.
Exactly.
It's
Real
like,
quick, man. Even show
you
us.
could
Yep.
never show that on TV.
Micah 5, Oppressor Man His Heritage.
We didn't even talk about it.
Exactly.
We didn't show it out there.
And then BET, the Uncut. Remember Uncut on BET? That shit's now 12 to 6. It used to be at night. Now Uncut, it's sex all the day out here.
Somebody else's woman.
Yeah. Yep.
Going back to the blue laws, like Sunday, you know what I'm saying, even though it's going off, it's not Sabbath, but even going back to the blue laws, Sunday you couldn't find no programs on TV.
Nope.
You couldn't, people was off.
You didn't work Sunday.
Businesses wasn't open.
Yep. And you know who they started with the weekend work first? With Jake. Jake, we'd always have to work weekends.
They
You got
said,
it?
oh,
Yep.
well, we gotta work on Sunday, we gotta open up on Sunday.
Read that.
This is Micah chapter 2 and 1. Says, woe to the oppressive leaders. Book of Micah chapter 2 and 1.
Right, because in context going against Jake, right? But now we apply that to Esau. The eyes of the Lord upon a sinful kingdom, applying to Jake, but now we apply it to Esau. Don't he say he's Jake now?
Yep.
Don't he say, I'm Jew, I'm Levi? All right, well now get what comes with that.
Yep.
Get what comes with being an Israelite now.
Drink this cup.
Yep.
Says, woe to them that devise iniquity and that work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Yep.
Verse 2.
It's in the power of their hand. He had power to give to the image of the beast. So he has power, right? He has power right now. But that power got him drunk. Keep going.
And they covet fields and take them by violence.
That's how they got Babylon. That's how they got America. America, if you want to explain how America was conceived, Daniel 7 and 8 tells you that. Daniel 7, let's get it real quick. Brother, just get Daniel 7 and 8. Let's break this down for edification. Really, really quick. The Declaration of Independence is right in the scriptures. You got it?
Yeah. This is Daniel 7 and 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn.
Right, so this is after Daniel was breaking the vision down of Rome. Then he considered the horns, which horns represent power. And then he said, I seen a little horn. Now this little horn who comes out of Britain in Revelation 17, this little horn is that little colony that was established by what? 13 colonies, which 13 is equated to Lucifer in the eyes of Esau. So Babylon was instituted under a satanic ritual. It's right here in the book. Wasn't 12 colonies, wasn't 14, 13. When you look in the back of a dollar bill, 13 branches, 13 bricks, 13 arrows, because it's all equated for Satan or Lucifer. MS-13, yeah. What's MS-13 is controlled by CIA. Them niggas are controlled by CIA. The head dude probably from fucking Oklahoma. That's what Esau do. He'll send his soldiers. They get the shihad, they get the beards. Them are just Edomites dressed up, man.
Then they said the unlucky floor,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the elevator.
See?
the elevator.
Keep going.
All right. Before whom, where was thee of the first horns plucked up by the roots? And behold, in this horn were eyes.
Read that again.
Okay. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn.
Yep.
Before whom there were
Three.
There were three of the first horns plucked up.
Boom.
By the roots.
So horn representing power. A kingdom is a power, right? So a little horn he saw was the 13 colonies. But when the 13 colonies were established here in what you know as America, there were three other powers here. The French, the Spanish, and the British. So that's why America had to declare independence from the British, the Revolutionary War. Then you had the Spanish War. Then the French-Indian War. That's why you had the Louisiana Purchase. He purchased Louisiana from the French. This is how America got established. It's founded in Daniel 7 and 8.
Yep, and that's why there's a lot of Creoles in Louisiana.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which go back to Haitians or Levites.
Yep. So this is how the conception of Babylon was conceived, but this is also a waging war of the elites had to wage with the pilgrims here. Because when Esau got here, he didn't have a world diabolical views. You had a selection of Edomites that were under the British banking system that they had plans of waging war. That's why the Rothschilds funded the South and the Northern of the Civil War. And that's why they assassinated Abraham Lincoln, because Abraham Lincoln created something called the greenback, which he was taking money back to the people and excluding the banks, i.e. the Rothschilds. So they had to take his ass out so that they could keep their position of power to keep going. That's why they made the tenure, so a certain president can only be president for so long. See? So everything has always been for Esau to keep control over this money pot. That's why every president had a Amalek handler in his ear. Who you think told Nixon to cancel gold? Amalek. You know? All this shit is ran by Amalek here. The New World Order.
Because a lot of the politicians is puppets.
Exactly.
That's why they keep putting them in like you said.
Don't they say he who has the gold makes the rules?
Yep. Yep. And then one of them said, what did he say? I care. He said, give me the money. I care not who controls the laws. Or something like that.
Because if you control the money, you control the people.
Exactly.
You know? Nothing else matters.
Exactly. So back, that was it, right?
Nah. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and the mouth speaking great things.
Right, and the great things we see with what? His image. You know? All that shit is all tied in. No one else around the world makes you want to vote for someone like Esau does.
What's that guy, Burger Element? He said, you want these fries in this burger? You gotta take this.
Yep.
That's him speaking great things.
Exactly.
Because it's gonna transpire into you want to eat, you want shelter, you want food, you want comfort, you gotta take this rice device, man.
Yep.
You know?
Back in rap, we're gonna get a couple more and wrap it up. It's getting a little cold out.
Gonna be Bad Burger 3 next.
Verse 16. And he causes all, both, and small and great, rich and poor.
Read that again, brother.
Verse 16. And he causes all, both, small and great, and rich and poor,
Yep.
free and bond.
He says he causes all. The word cause goes into force. So he's going to force everybody that wants to be in society, small and great, small as an infant, great as an adult, rich as an upper class, poor as in lower. But he didn't mention middle class. So what the jump shot did was it took out the middle class, like having a business. Imagine you trying to have a corner store during the C19. You know what you had to go through? It would have got to the point where you said, let me just sell and get out now. Because what they did is they tightened the reins so much on the independent American working man that it made you quit so corporation could come in. Because Walmart never shut down.
A lot of businesses went up in
Boom.
small businesses.
Middle class. Because he wants to take the middle class out. Because if you're poor, you have no power. And if you're rich, you want to keep power. So he's got you. Read that again.
And he causes all, both, small, great, rich, and poor.
Yep, just like, remember the heralder? When you hear this sound, you all got to come. Governor, prince, sheriff, mayor, babies, women, wives. See? There's a great divide coming. How many women are going to stay faithful to their man? Exactly.
Not a lot.
How many going to say, I'm going to trust baby daddy and not Babylon? It ain't happening. They're not doing it now. Keep going.
Free and bond.
And then you're going to have a few, because you know the Lord dealing with them. The elect lady, we got sincere sisters out there, but we're speaking of the majority here. The majority of reality lets us know how it's going to play out. Luke 21:15. The majority of how it's going to break. You got it? The majority of how this thing's going to happen, we're going to see. You're going to have we're a small case. But for the most part, watch.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 15. It says, for I will give you a mouth and a wisdom which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist.
Keep reading.
And he shall be betrayed both by parents.
Read it again.
And he shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren.
Mama Nancy, right? What's going on? Right? You was in. My mom told me, she said, you in a cult. I'm like, you don't even know what I'm doing. You in a cult. Cult means to worship.
Right.
How about that? Culture, right? Cultivate. Read that again.
And he shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren
Brethren
and kinsfolk.
and the kin. Not all kin. What it say?
Not
Not all skin folk is kinfolk. So get out of that. You black, I'm black. We black together. No. You got some real, the grimiest people you gonna meet is the ones of your own.
Like the old saying, to be your own people.
Yep. Jake, Titus.
Yeah.
You had a Jake that took us down to 7, which was prophecy.
Yep.
But who spearheaded it? A Jake.
Judas Tiberius Alexander.
Yep.
It's right there with Vespasian.
Yep.
Titus and Vespasian.
Yep. Read this again.
And it says, verse 16, and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
Boom. Boom. So see that? Friends, families, co-workers, loved ones, see something, say something. That's what they're going to say. Say, Ira, didn't you say? Look, it'll be like this. Look, pew.
My cousin believes in that.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. See? Exactly. Exactly. Remember he said, hey Malak, did you say that one time you was at Walmart? And it was like, don't you say you don't like gay people?
A handicap lady. Well, she was in like one of the carts. And she talked to one of the employees. Well, she was talking to me. And then one of the employees came by and she like, he said he don't like that.
Right on the spot. So now imagine that when it's a threat against the country. Treason. That's coming.
Hey, that's why the scripture says, cast not your pearl before swine.
Yep.
You know, meaning don't be, you know.
Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
You got it.
I'm sorry.
No, you got it.
Be on some Clark Kent.
Well, literally, being a Clark Kent is being an Israelite because the name, we come from Jacob, right? Now, Jacob is, the name means supplanter. The word supplanter literally means to put on as something else. That's why he supplanted as Esau. So when you portray yourself as Clark Kent, you're actually being an Israelite because you're portraying yourself as something you're not, but for wisdom's sake. Okay, so you don't got to wear your fringes at work, and it's not saying you're not shine your light before men. Don't be letting these weird guys put targets on you.
Hey, we said it earlier. King David played crazy.
Yep. You got some camps, they do an annual Washington, D.C. White House rebuke. Y'all know that? They actually stand in front of the White House and rebuke it. Are you that fucking dumb, bro? You lucky I'm not your fleshly brother, because I'd whoop your ass. For real. Sometimes Jake need a good talking to. You're stupid. And then I got a woman, and you want me to have my woman sit in our beach chair outside the Abraham Memorial? No, that's not happening, bro. We're not doing that to our house. So back in Rev 13.
Free and bond.
Yeah, oh, prison. They did a testing a couple years ago where they, was it a, what was it? They told men to, vasectomy.
In Ohio.
Thank you.
In Ohio.
So they was, you want to get out? Hell yeah, I want to get out. All right, snip, snip. Then the woman, they put him on BC. So this is what they're doing for you to get out of jail. See? So free and bond. Oh, we had an Israelite that came by camp.
Yep.
He had the ankle. He was going to IUIC.
Yep.
He had the ankle bracelet on. He said he only got out because he took the jump shot.
He came from that way.
And he came from that way to go that way. And we
Already.
it already started. It's already here.
Where he said on MK, it has begun.
That's right. That's right. It has begun. But keep going. But this is talking about the mark, though. Keep going.
To receive a mark.
Yeah, the word mark in the Greek says charagma. Now, when you go to Revelations 3, can we get Revelations 3 and 10? Now, they show you in movies, people act like that when they got the mark. Watch the movie. You got a smart TV? You watch the movie Implanted? You should watch the movie Implanted on Tubi. When the people got the mark of the beast, they started going stir crazy. And they were showing a lot of homeless people having it. So they're doing an experiment. How will it affect them in society? And how will technology in society affect them? You got that, Rev 3 and 10?
Yep.
Are you in the blue letter?
Uh,
It's okay, I'll break it down.
No,
Just
no,
read
I'm
it.
not.
It's fine, I'll break it down. Just read it.
all right. This is Revelation 3 and 10.
Right now, I'm not saying you said it was the jump shot, but with that ideology, let's see how that works with this prophecy.
Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
So there's an hour of temptation. So what is this temptation that's coming? Keep reading.
From the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world,
Yep.
to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Boom. So there's an hour of temptation that's coming. Now, if the MOTB was the jump shot, then so we endured the mark and that's it?
Right,
No.
because it says an hour, it's not just going to be 60 minutes. It's going to be a period of time. You know? You got to remember time is different with us than the Most High.
Yep. Now, when you go, are you familiar with the blue letter? Good. So when you go into Revelations 3 verse 10 and you go to the Greek word for try, it goes into periazo, which means trying of your faith by the act of sin. But when you go further to the etymology, which means the origin of a word, it goes into a Greek word called pera. And in parentheses of this word pera, for try in Revelation 3 and 10, it says, through the idea of piercing. What do you get pierced with? The needle.
Needle.
And what gets put in? The charagma.
Right?
Miniature sword.
Exactly. It's a snake's tooth.
High-side stick.
Right and right.
Yep.
That broken reed that's
Yep.
on Isaiah 36:6.
The brother said child's stigma that goes into an actual imprint.
Yep.
Like you got this movie named Stigmata, where this individual receiving the marks, so-called marks of Christ.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. So it's I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So it's gonna be a physical, you know.
Yep. You know what? On you know who. Keep going. We're gonna wrap it up.
Receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
And that don't mean if you receive it in your left, it ain't it.
Oh,
The right hand is the dominant hand.
I'm sorry. This is a testimony. This young Jake at work, he came up to me and said, "Man," he said, "they about to put
Yep.
on everybody."
See?
Out the spirit.
So everyone's talking about this technology.
Yeah.
And then the world governments is talking about digital currency.
Yep.
Because watch, keep going.
And that no man
Oh,
might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the name of the beast.
now let's prove that that's not the jump shot. Because even though we didn't have it, I could still shop on Amazon. So there were still ways around buying and selling when the jump shot came. But when this gets instituted, there's no way around it. Now, we may be able to barter. We may be able to do some little individual dealing, but corporation, businesses, paychecks, payroll, things of that nature, you'll be excommunicated. That's what's coming. Excommunication is coming. You know, read that again, the buy and sell.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the name of the beast.
Read it again.
And that no man might buy or sell,
Yep.
save he that had the mark of the name of the beast,
Boom.
or the number of his name.
And then when you go into the barcode, because it's going to go into 666, even when you look at a barcode, it has 666 as a sequence within the barcode itself.
Yeah.
So it has, that's why you'll see a lot of times like the number, not to go into numerology, but like 18. When you look, what 6 times 3 is 18. So what's that? 666. So when you look at things, Esau does and stand 6 feet apart. You know?
That's on the left hand. He deals with.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. That was it. So now let's end it up in Daniel. Just keep reading it down.
Okay. Back in Daniel 3 and verse 6, and it says, and whoso falleth not down and worshipeth shall the same hour be cast into the midst. Wait, hold up. I think I skipped it.
No, that's fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Because now get Kradizaba Revelations 20 and 4. Because the time coming, because, this further proves it's not the jump shot. Because if you don't take the mark, you get put to death. So somebody, you can't tell me that it's the jump shot because it was the penalty for not taking it wasn't death. So there's certain things that we know are the characteristic. So see how we're paralleling what happened to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? We're paralleling what's going to happen today pertaining to the MOTB. So read that part again, and then we'll probably end it on that.
Daniel 3 and verse 6, and it says, and whoso falleth not down and worshipeth shall the same hour.
Wait, fall down and worship. I've kept to myself 7,000 men that shall not bow a knee to Baal.
What my man Leonidas say.
I can't bend. That's it. That's it, brothers. I'm telling you, that's it. We just got to, hey, just, you know what I mean? That's it, bro. Just keep holding on and keep fighting. And always remember, it's just this. It's just Satan. Hey, you know what gets Satan in a trick bag? When Satan is messing with me, I say, if Satan's messing with me, that's how I know Yahweh Shem Shai is real. Because when you're doing something, where's it coming from? Where is that coming from? See?
Or what they say, people that talk bad about you, you must be doing something good.
Yeah.
If ain't nobody gonna talk about you, doing nobody.
Yep.
They overlook you.
I say after do out my job, you can say, yeah, hey, Chris, I bet you know homeboys don't like you. You know, like you might be busting my ball. I said that's a good thing because at least I'm doing something right.
Yep.
You know, obviously, if ain't nobody talking about me doing something wrong.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I love it.
Yep. That's what the Lord did. The Lord deals with the undesirables. Remember, he said he chose the weak of this world.
Despise.
So let us be weak. You know, let us be that in your eyes. It's fine. Keep reading.
And it says, and whoso falleth not down and worshipeth shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
So that was the punishment for not bowing to just an image. So what's the punishment for not taking a mark now? Let's read this.
This is Revelation 20 and 4. And I saw a throne.
Matter of fact, start at 1. Let's just start at 1 for edification's sake. And let's break it down together.
This is Revelation 20 and 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit.
All right, stop right there. Who's the angel that came down from heaven? Yahweh Shai. And what's the bottomless pit?
Here.
Nope. It's Europe. Right?
Yeah.
It's Europe. So this is a historical prophecy that John saw. What John's seeing is Esau being locked away. Because he got locked away for 1,000 years. In the Caucasus Mountains. Braiding by wearing clothes till they deteriorated.
That's Job 30.
Yep. Which proves Job is a prophet. Because he prophesies what was seen later on. Because Esau got chased out as a thief when the Western Roman Empire fell. Because Rome itself didn't fall, the Western Roman Empire fell, but the Eastern stayed up. That's the Holy Roman Empire, which became the medieval.
Which was known as Constantinople, which is now Istanbul, Turkey.
Turkey today. Turkey.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
Yep.
Verse 2, and he laid hold on the dragon.
Hold on, Malak. Who's the dragon?
Dragon?
Yep.
Tell me, brother.
Rome.
Tell me.
Remember, because the serpent is Esau, right? So the dragon, and historically, this dragon is referred to as the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire at that time was referred to as a dragon. It stomped the residue, to crushed him with its teeth.
Big red serpent.
Yep.
If you ever watched that show Spartacus, she said, Spartacus' wife told him, I see you bound before a great serpent. Woo! And that her dream came through when his ass was in the, how you say it? The gladiatorium stadium.
Wow.
And he had to fight somebody, and on their shield was a red serpent symbolizing Rome.
Woo!
His teeth going into his military.
Right. Power. Yep. Power, the exceeding army. Yep. Keep going.
And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent.
See? He laid hold on the dragon, the old serpent.
Which is the devil.
Do you know what devil means? Deceiver. Diablo. So he's a deceiver. He's an old serpent, and this is the Roman Empire. Keep going.
And Satan and bound him 1,000 years.
So
Yep.
from about 325 AD with Constantine to about 1325 AD during the time of the Black Death of the bubonic plague. That's when they became to come into power up until what? The Renaissance. Now what does Renaissance mean? Rebirth.
Yes, but Malachi, I think 4:1, he came, he turned to build the desolate places.
Yep.
I think
Oh,
that's-
yeah. He shall rebuild, but I'll throw down. Exactly. Keep going. But the Lord allowed him to rebuild in the Renaissance so he could have Babylon. Because he needed all this today. NATO, EU. NATO, that's another thing going into the Rome, the dragon, where NATO is today, that's ancient Rome. If you look on a map where ancient Rome was, the NATO and EU, that's Rome, the region right there. Literally. So it's the same region.
Verse 3, and cast him into the bottomless pit,
Yep.
and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more.
So for 1,000 years his ass was locked in the Caucasus Mountain. That's why he's called Caucasian now.
Yep.
And he had no power to do nothing.
Yep.
You know?
Well, do you know caucus is also a political term in America?
Yeah,
It's a
dwelling on that.
yeah. It's actually a political term, and Trump just won the caucus in Iowa. How about that?
Yeah, you did.
Keep going.
I think they call dead body a carcass.
A carcass.
Carcass.
Yep.
With the carcass,
Yep.
the people.
Keep going.
Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
Yep.
And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
So we're in that little season right now.
Right.
We're in a little season right now of Esau ruling, so ultimately he can be a part to fill prophecy. Right. Now read verse 4, we're going to end it off on that pertaining to the MOTB.
Verse 4, and I saw thrones,
Yep.
and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them.
So John saw Israelite men on thrones ruling in their kingdom. But watch what it took for them to get there. Keep going.
And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, Mashiach, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast,
Not worship the beast,
neither his image,
nor the image,
neither have received his mark.
nor received his mark. So John saw men that denied not only the beast, the image, but also the mark. And that's the MOTB, which we believe is the microchip, which will be used to buy and sell through digital currency. Keep going.
Upon their foreheads or in their hands,
Yep.
and they lived and reigned with a Mashiach 1,000 years.
Now, what does that mean? They lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years. What would you brothers say?
They ruled for 1,000 years.
So we're only going to rule for 1,000 years?
Completion.
Nope. Nope. What would you say? It's fine. We just asking so we can all edify together.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah, it's nothing major. You want to get that, Peters? What do you say, Ira?
Eternity.
Right, but what's the 1,000 years represent, though?
The millennium one.
It's simple. The first day. Because one day is 1,000 years. So John saw, he saw the first day of the kingdom. That's all it means. Because you got other guys that say, we're going to die, we're going to die. Like, no, bro. It says forever. So the 1,000 year just means he saw the first day. Then guess what? There'll be many days after it. 3 and 10.
Also with that 1,000 years, all the heathens gonna be in slavery for that 1,000 years. After that first day, then they're gonna get their land back.
Esau is going to be
Exterminated
destroyed
after that day.
It's crazy because this Edomite chick I
They're gonna
work
be
with,
good. They're gonna be tributaries.
She had a dream. This Edomite chick I work with had a dream, and she said she didn't know what it meant. And I just started laughing when she told it to me. She said I had a dream, but I was behind gold bars.
Wow.
And I just started, I didn't want to like create no problems at work, but I started chuckling to myself because I was like, that's what in my head I'm like, what you going to captivity? Like,
That's real.
I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to get reported, but I'm in my head, I'm like,
they'll be lucky if the bars are golden.
Right.
but I'm just, like, that was
No,
just,
no, of course.
I was just like,
Of course. All right, let's read this, and we're going to end it off just for y'all brothers to understand it.
2 Peter 3 and verse 8.
So you understand 1,000 years.
2 Peter 3 and 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day.
So John saw the first day.
Yep.
He saw it. So the men that denied the MOTB unto death, oh, because did it say they chopped their head off? Did it say, because that's the guillotine scripture. You got to keep reading that. 20 and 4
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
we didn't finish the part of death. Did we?
No,
Because it says they get beheaded.
Yeah, you didn't finish it.
Read that again, Krata Zappa.
all right, this is,
From the top again.
Okay.
20 and 4.
all right. The second, you said 20 and 4?
Yeah, Rev 20 and 4.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded.
Boom! That were beheaded. There it is. So John saw men that got put to death by beheading for not receiving the mark. That's why we mentioned guillotines. That's why when Obama was in office, the 20 or 40,000 guillotines bought by China had to get fact-checked. That shit's still on paper, which that's public execution, I believe, through France or Britain. But the point is, that's a legalized way to execute people, and they showed you that in the trailer, Gray State.
And it makes sense because what's going on right now, a lot of organs. So they're going to do that to keep your organs intact so they can use them.
Yep. So you got that for the mark? Beautiful. Brothers good? Yes. So Lord's will you brothers and few sisters and sisters were edified through the Spirit as we were. And we just want to say, Call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Kakodash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, a great millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. Shalom.
Shalom.